of the Oxford Board of Commissioner is 6 p.m. on Tuesday, January 13, 2025. 26. This must be because all those web basketball players are in there.
Oh.
They'll pay for it tomorrow in their practice. Thank you all. It's very proud. It's an honor to have this first board meeting with such a wonderful congregation out here. So I'll let Mrs. Bowen do her thing.
Roll call. Mayor Guillermo Nurse.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem John Toby.
Present.
Commissioners Carlos Velez.
Present.
Karen McGee.
Present.
Scotty Brooks.
Present.
Curtis McRae.
Present.
Juan Bridges.
Here.
Kate Kelly.
Present.
City Attorney Tom Burnett.
Here.
City Manager Brent Taylor.
Present.
City Clerk Cynthia Bowen here.
At this time, I'd like to invite Reverend Jenny Wilson to lead us in prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Carlos Velez.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Let us pray. Stand at the crossroads and look, says the Lord. Ask for the ancient path where the good way lies and walk in it. With these words from Jeremiah 6, we pray, O God, for our life together and for the work and celebration tonight. In this first month of a new year, we give thanks for our community, for the listening we have done, for the understanding that has come, and the decisions and plans that have been made. Truly, we have sought as a community to walk and work and live where the good way lies. Forgive, O Lord, our missteps. Open us to new possibilities as we address the needs of today and plan for tomorrow. Give us peace, O God, in our work. Grant us joy in our relationships. May the beauty of our differences continue to strengthen our compassion and our respect for one another. Lead us, O God, in righteousness and show us the ancient paths where the good way does indeed lie. Then make us bold to walk in it. This we humbly pray in your holy and gracious name. Amen.
Amen.
You may stand, face the flag.
I know you look great. I'm like,
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated.
roll over your thing. Turn it off. Then back.
At this time, we'll consider adjustment to and approval of tonight's agenda. Are there any adjustments?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a request that we remove item 5.7 from the agenda tonight. Otherwise, we'd accept the agenda as written.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner McRae, second by Commissioner McGee.
Second.
Thank you.
Vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
In order to provide for the highest standards of behavior and transparency in governance, the Board of Commissioners has approved a code of ethics to establish guidelines for ethical standards for board members and to provide guidance in determining appropriate conduct. Among those, board members should avoid impropriety in the exercise of their official duties and should conduct the affairs of the board in an open and public manner. I now inquire whether any board member knows of any conflict of interest or appearance of conflict with respect to matters before the board. If any board member knows of a conflict of interest, please state so at this time. The record will note no conflicts.
Thank you. This time we have 4 delegations today. We're going to start out with a proclamation honoring JF Webb varsity football team. They're the conference champions this year. So we got all these young men here, the coaching staff, the superintendent, and the principal of the school is here.
First, let me say congratulations to the JF Webb varsity football team on an amazing season. You guys played phenomenally, handled business every game. As a former Webb football player myself, our record wasn't quite as good as you guys back then, but just congratulations. You guys did a phenomenal job. We bid you guys Godspeed, and this proclamation that you guys will receive is very well deserved. You know, it's my understanding you guys are not only, you know, superb athletes, you're superb students as well. So that speaks a lot. That speaks a lot, you know, to who you are, your character. I promise you, it'll carry you a long way as you get, you know, as you continue to grow. Coaching staff, congratulations. Couldn't do it without you guys, you know, for your leadership, for setting the example. So greatly appreciate everything you guys do. And to you as well, we bid you Godspeed. City of Oxford, North Carolina, a proclamation saluting the JF Webb varsity football team, 2024-2025 conference champions. Whereas the City of Oxford Board of Commissioners is the governing body of the City of Oxford, and whereas the JF Webb is a public high school in the Granville County Public School System, and whereas JF Webb competes in the Big 7 4A 5A conference, and whereas JF Webb is a member of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association, and whereas there are 40 young men who make up the JF Webb varsity football team, and whereas JF Webb won the 2025 Big 7 Conference Championship, and whereas head coach Keontae Gainey is the Big 7 Conference Coach of the Year, leading the JF Webb to its best season and first conference championship since 2007. And whereas several notable achievements occurred during the season, including senior running back McKellis Hopgood tied the NCHSAA single game rushing touchdown record with 8 scores. He completed the season with 26 total rushing touchdowns. Hopgood also had 345 tackles during his 4-year high school career and became the leading tackler in JF Webb's history, surpassing Kewan Harris's record of 279 tackles. Running back Josiah Daniel scored 18 touchdowns and made 81 tackles on defense. The defense was led by Jalen Gill with 11 sacks and 21 tackle for losses behind the line of scrimmage. Starting quarterback Daniel Wright threw for 1,500 yards and 9 touchdowns. And now, therefore, I, Guillermo Nurse, Mayor of the City of Oxford, North Carolina, along with the Oxford Board of Commissioners, offer our sincere congratulations to Coach Gainey and the JF Webb varsity football team on winning the 2025 Big 7 Conference Championship. In witness thereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Oxford to be affixed on this, the 13th day of January 13th, 2026. Signed, Guillermo Nurse, Mayor, City of Oxford. Go ahead.
It's gonna be a great picture.
Didn't they do well?
Huh?
Didn't they do well?
Yeah, yeah. Young people always to be applauded for excellence.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's nice to hear
Mhm.
people studying.
Mhm.
Well, it's great. It's great.
Thank you very much, guys. For every Commissioner, Superintendent, School, thank you very much. Last year, I've been involved with web school, and I see such a big progress of young men out there. Very educated. Tim is not here, but he had 4.82 GPA or something like that. This is the guy in the basketball team. Not only Daniel is a quarterback, he's the top player in the basketball team. Coming this week, I believe it's the 16th. He is going to break the record of 1,000 points. So please come out here. Before he talks about it, even in practice, you can't give instruction until he starts. Football is the president.
Thank you all for your time. I just want to say one thing. Not only are these young men getting on the football field, so for 2 years in a row, our football team has had a 3.0 GPA. They're getting higher on the field and in the classroom. So thank you all for your support. All right. Coach Gang, sorry. 4 years ago, 3 years ago, we sat in the library at Webb, and I was on the interview team for you. And you said what now were prophetic words. You said, if I get the job, give me about 3 years, we're gonna do something. Almost to the day, 3 years. Here you stand. Your commitment to these young men, along with your staff, I salute you. I support you as much as I can. I told you we're a community school, and I hope I kept my word in supporting you. I love my alma mater. I'm a Webb warrior to my heart. You got my cousins on here. You got some family on here. So what you have done, you have become a part of our community. You are one of us now. You're a Webb warrior for life. You can't divorce it. That's like you're a Q. You can't divorce it. But I just want to thank you. The impact that you have made. We didn't have a JV team. Now we have a JV team. Now we have a championship football team. But most importantly, they are student athletes. That's the most important part. They are students first. And that's because of you. So thank you for everything you've done. Mr. Perry, the principal, thank you for your commitment. You've been a good hire for us as well. So I love my JF Webb Warrior family, and I'm so proud today that you all are here to get this on. So thank you all. All right, y'all take it.
y'all gonna stay for the whole week? Stay for the week? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that is dedication if they stand for the week.
He mixed that.
Okay. I was gonna say. I wouldn't be that age. Yeah.
I love success.
Tonight, tonight we come together as tradition started this third warrant to recognize someone whose plight, dedication, and lifetime of service truly reflect the spirit of the Helen Curran Amos Public Service Award. The Helen Curran Amos Award honors individuals who embody selfless commitment to others, giving not for recognition, because it makes a difference in people's lives. This year is my honor to present the award to Mr. Terry Hopgood Sr. I don't know, we got him up here, but he would have never came up on his own.
You're right.
Thank you, Terry Jr., for making this happen. Reverend. Terry is an Oxford native whose life has been defined by service to community. From working at the Richard H. Thornton Library as a young man to serving families through local businesses and a long career as Boyd Automotive. Terry has always shown up for others, but his greatest contribution extends far beyond his professional life. For decades, Terry has given his time and talents to Oxford Presbyterian Church, serving multiple terms on the session, volunteering wherever needed, and most notably preparing breakfast nearly every Sunday for more than 15 years. What began as a meal after sunrise service soon became a weekly tradition that offers not only food, but fellowship, warmth, and sense of belonging to all who come, including many of Oxford's most vulnerable neighbors. During the height of COVID-19 pandemic, Turner's wife, Marie, continued this mission by providing takeout meals and deliveries to those who could not attend in person, ensuring no one was forgotten in a time of uncertainty. In addition to service through the church, Terry is also a native member of the John Chavis Historical Society, a nonprofit dedicated to preserving the legacy of John Chavis, a distinguished Black educator whose contribution to education and community continue to inspire today. Terry's involvement with the society reflects his deep respect for local history and his commitment to honoring the rich cultural heritage of the region. Terry's life of service in everyday kindness and traditions and nourish both body and spirit, and a dedication to history and community exemplifies the value that Helen Curran Amos stood for, who's here today with us. So it's with great pride and gratitude the City of Oxford present the 2026 Helen Curran Amos Public Service Award to Mr. Terry Hopgood Sr. Please join me in celebrating a true servant leader.
This is indeed an honor. It's humbling. And I would like to say I'm not the only person that's involved with this. We have a lot of folks. You'll see some of them you don't see, but they're working. We have volunteers from several churches helping us. We receive money from several churches, and it's appreciated. Some of the folks are marginal. We've got one lady that's not, but she lives alone. She's elderly. She comes just about every Sunday. She wants to have somebody to have breakfast with. So there are a lot of good things being done. My wife started a food pantry to go with that so the folks can get up to 10 items of whatever they want, canned food, hats, gloves, whatever. We did not mean to start this, it happened. And I think that's the way it's supposed to be. Last Sunday, we did set a record. We served 161 plates. There's a lot of need in Oxford, Granville County. And if you do a little something, you might be surprised where it goes. I never expected this to be what it was. And the second thing I want to say is, if I won any award, this would be the one because of the person it's named after. I've known Helen longer than I've known my wife. I've worked with her at the library, and she has always been a very good friend, and I just love her to death. And I got a hug before I got in the elevator today. She came in. Thank you very much, Mayor, and all the.
To my fellow commissioner board members, Terry reminded me that he needs help on Sunday morning, and he invited me twice. I said, I'll be down there this Sunday, so I hope my board members come out and join me out there Sunday morning. What time, Terry?
We start at 7:30.
7:30. Thank you.
ACM, Joe, ACIA.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
This proclamation I'm about to make is very near and dear to my heart. To ACIM. Before I invite Anne Riley, our Executive Director, up here, and the rest of the board, and the volunteers up here, I just want to say a couple of things. It takes everybody here to do what ACIM does, everybody. And we're grateful and thankful to everybody and all the volunteers that we get. So Anne Riley, our Executive Director. And I'm going to ask you to invite your volunteers and board to come up and join you as I make this proclamation.
So anyone that's a volunteer with ACIM or any of our board members, if you would please come forward, because this is all of our proclamation, not just mine.
But ladies and gentlemen, oh, they're still coming, look. This is Granville County, this is Oxford. These are the people that volunteer to serve so many people. And the proclamation reads, whereas the Area Congregations in Ministry, ACIM, is a non-profit organization that has been operating since 1985. And whereas the mission of ACIM is to relieve hunger in Granville County, and whereas ACIM serves between 45 and 85 families in the Granville County community every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Last year, ACIM provided food to 7,365 households and 17,024 people. Whereas the volunteers are a critical and valuable resource to our operations, and we could not do all that without them. ACIM logged over 12,000 volunteer hours. Whereas ACIM offers different services to provide food to our community. Food may be picked up once a month at the ACIM location, 634 Roxburgh Road, Oxford. Senior boxes supplement food and qualifying seniors on a fixed income. Backpack Buddies, backpacks provide children from food insecure homes with a healthy weekend meals during the school year. Whereas ACIM has partnered with Food Line Feeds in 2024 for the Backpack Buddy program. Try and say that quick. Duke Energy Foundation in 2024 for the Backpack Buddy program. North Carolina Blue Cross Blue Shield in 2024 for the Backpack Buddy program. Triangle North Healthcare Foundation in 2025 for the Backpack Buddy program. Granville County Community Foundation in 2025 for the Backpack Buddy program. Granville County United Way in 2024 for the Pantry. Granville County United Way in 2025 for the Pantry. And Food Line Feeds in 2025 for the Pantry. And now, therefore I, Guillermo Nurse, Mayor of the City of Oxford, North Carolina, along with the Oxford Board of Commissioners, do hereby honor and express our gratitude to area congregations in ministry for their outstanding work to relieve hunger in the City of Oxford and Granville County. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the Oxford, North Carolina, to be affixed to this 13th day of January 2026. Guillermo Nurse, Mayor of Oxford. Congratulations.
Thank you. So I want to just publicly say thank you to all of our volunteers, those that are here, those that could not be here, those that are working tonight. Because without them, we could not do a single bit of the work that we do in this community. So thank you to each and every one. And we have a special member of our family here tonight. I know that a lot of you are aware that we lost our pantry assistant December 18th. He passed away after a short time with us, but he became family as well. So his wife is here tonight, Latoya Thicklin, and we just want to say, Latoya, this is in honor of Keith and in honor of you as our family. And we just appreciate the work that he did while the Lord blessed us with him.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kitchen back.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, John, next time just hit your thigh.
Yeah.
Take care, dear.
I was trying to bang on there, but it.
Yeah, right.
Next, we have a proclamation recognizing Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
I have the honor of presenting this proclamation. Whereas the United States of America approaches the commemoration of 250 years of its founding, a milestone that invites both celebration and honest reflection on our nation's progress, challenges, and enduring promise. And whereas during these 250 years, the American story has been shaped by individuals who dared to challenge injustice, expand democracy, and move the nation closer to its founding ideals of liberty, equality, and justice for all. And whereas Martin Luther King Jr. emerged as one of the most transformative moral leaders in our nation's history, calling America to confront the contradictions between its stated ideals and lived realities, and urging peaceful action grounded in dignity, courage, love, and whereas Dr. King's life was tragically cut short by assassination on April 4th, 1968, yet his vision did not end that day. Rather, it became a lasting call to conscience that continues to guide movements for civil rights, social justice, and human dignity across generations. And whereas the the America of today reflects the meaningful progress born from that vision, greater diversity, broader inclusion, and expanding opportunities, while also reminding us that the work of justice, equality, and unity remains unfinished. And whereas as we reflect on the 250 years of nationhood, Dr. King's message challenges us not only to honor the past, but to recommit ourselves to shaping a future where diversity is valued, inclusion is intentional, and every person is afforded respect and opportunity. And whereas the City of Oxford recognizes that strong communities are built when individuals of all backgrounds are welcomed, heard, and empowered to the common good. Now therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Guillermo Nurse, Mayor of the City of Oxford, North Carolina, and the Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim Martin Luther King Jr. Day in the City of Oxford and call upon all residents to reflect on Dr. King's enduring legacy as we mark 250 years of the American journey, renewing our shared commitment to unity, service, justice, and an all-inclusive society for generations to come. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal for the City of Oxford to be affixed on this 13th day of January, 2026.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Public comment. Citizens may speak on agenda as well as non-agenda items at this time. Citizens wishing to address the board should have registered their name, address, and the subject they wish to address with the city clerk prior to the beginning of the meeting. In an effort to maintain order and decorum, we would encourage speakers to be courteous and respectful during this portion of the meeting in which citizen input is heard. Please refrain from profanity, inappropriate gestures, insults, personal attacks, or accusations. Each presentation will be limited to 5 minutes.
I call Miss Deanna Gardner. I hope I said it right. 3041 Stern Carrington Road, Oxford, North Carolina. It's a topic that's really we've been working on, and it's on the homeless and lack of shelter in the county.
Chair, council members, and mayor, thank you for giving me time tonight. My name is Deanna Gardner, and I'm a founder and director of Mother Love Inc., a local nonprofit serving families and unhoused residents right here in Granville County. I'm here because we are facing a serious emergency in our community. For the next several nights and into the next week, people in our county will be sleeping outside in freezing temperatures, including disabled adults, senior citizens, and children in cars. That should be a concern that concerns every one of us. I want to be clear, this is not about blame, it's about responsibility. Right now, the county's only emergency cold weather option is Cornerstone Christian Church under the White Flag program. That church has done what it can, but it's a church. It has worship services, community events, and limited volunteers, and unpredictable availability. Last night it was open. For the next few nights it will not be. That is not criticism. It's simply the reality of what a house of worship can offer. An emergency shelter must be reliable, accessible, and available when the temperature drops, not dependent on schedules, staffing, or special circumstances. Last month alone, I personally, through Mother Love, paid over $5,000 in hotel stays to keep people from freezing. Not just the people that you picture on the street, but families with children, many referred to us directly by school social workers after evictions. These are students in Granville County schools. When they lose housing, the county has nowhere to send them. This is why I need to talk about McKinney Veto. McKinney Veto is the federal law that protects students who are homeless or housing insecure. That includes children living in cars, hotels, doubled up with relatives. Right now, Granville County has almost 100 McKinney Veto families. Those children have the right to stability and safe place to sleep, but we do not have an adequate shelter to support them. So the burden falls on the schools, nonprofits, and volunteers scrambling to place families in hotels. That is not a sustainable system. On November 21st, Two of our unhoused neighbors were crossing the street to get to a car wash that they were frequently trespassed from. They were hit by vehicles, in addition to one of our Oxford police officers. Those names are George Brockington and Coleman Williams. No, Coleman Williams died. He was a person. He had value. They're not there because they wanted to be. They're there because they had nowhere else to go. We're trespassing people from the only dry places they can find while not offering them a safe legal alternative. That creates risk for everyone. Directly across from our Oxford Police Department sits Mary Potter Gym. It's walkable, it's centrally located, it has bathroom, space for cots. And in October, our county provided an air quality report that showed the air inside the gym was cleaner than the air outside. This is not theoretical, this is real. It's a workable emergency shelter location. If we had one consistent shelter, people would know where to go instead of being scattered across the county and forced to unsafe conditions just to stay warm. For the next several nights, temperatures will remain at or below freezing. I know when the cold hits my face and my bones, I complain, but I can go in my home and be warmer in my car. Our neighbors don't have that same reality. They are part of Granville County. Some of them work here. Their children go to school with our children. They should not have to leave this county to survive. This is not about fault. It's about building the infrastructure of a growing county. I respectfully ask the council to take action to open a county-run emergency shelter, starting with Mary Potter's Gym. Lives depend on it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Call upon Mr. Larry Thomas, 207 East Front Street. Topic is vacant position, agenda items 5.5 and 5.4.
Yeah, Karen.
I just want to remind the board of something you are well aware of, that there are numerous department head vacancies in the city of Oxford. With these openings, it is more difficult for you to move forward with your vision of Oxford. I also have a great amount of confidence that you will find and hire excellent people to fill these positions. I would like to recommend that you look at the employee turnover rate among city staff and that you consider adding an assistant city manager position in the upcoming budget. I would also like to recommend to you that agenda item 5.5, the property maintenance code. I have changed my notes. I would recommend tabling that you pass 5.5. And I would recommend you table item 5.4, the vacancy community property ordinance, for more study and see if 5.5 achieves your goal of 5.4. Thank you for your time.
Sir? Call on Miss Anna Osman, 306 Broad Street.
Hello, Anna Houseman, 306 Broad Street. I wanted just to take a quick moment to say that after 2 years of planning and work and a year of construction, Sanctum Coffee and Wine is officially open. So thank you for everyone who has sat here and listened to me over the last year in public comment and otherwise. I would like to personally invite you to walk across the street at some point, not tonight because we're closed, but at some point to walk across the street and come grab a cup of coffee or a bagel. As of today at 5:30, I've hired a chef. So in the next 3 weeks to a month, we will have an expanded menu once he is fully on board. So I'm really excited to welcome you. Thus far, the welcome and turnout from the community has been outstanding. And I have had people from over an hour away drive because they saw us on Instagram. So it's also just a really quick reminder to support your small businesses, your small restaurants. I can tell you that I've pulled over 1,000 new followers and have people driving from Raleigh, Durham, Pittsburgh, Hillsborough, Anger, just because they saw our Instagram account and someone tagged us in something. So as you continue to move forward with the new things that are coming this year, new opportunities for taxes and otherwise, do keep in mind that you have a lot of really great small businesses and local restaurants doing a lot of work to pull people in and to bring people to Oxford. Someone that does our coffee service and helps maintain all of our coffee equipment is already looking to buy a house here because he enjoys it so much. So as you are thinking about things in the future, please keep in mind the work that our small businesses are doing for you. And then just as a quick aside, because this will be the shortest time you'll ever hear me in public comment, I do have to say that Christiana, who I'm so used to just calling mother in my head, her comments about our homeless and house unstable folks is really, it's important that we're really paying attention to her. There are very few people out here working as tirelessly as she does. I'm grateful to have been in the position in the last 2 weeks to provide bagels and food for her to distribute, but it's a real need in our community, and we have such a special community. It is our job to take care of them. So if there is any way that we can further that, I urge you to really pay attention to what she says. She is one of the experts on the ground.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, if you don't mind, I'd like to make a comment.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Bridges.
So, my wife gave her stamp of approval. Your establishment, I believe you did something with the Girl Scouts or something like that. My wife came home with a cheesecake to die for. And she encouraged me to go by one day and check it out. So it's a beautiful place. She had some pictures, and I enjoyed that cheesecake.
That was made locally, not by me.
Oh, okay.
I will also say, as much as we can, we're partnering locally with people. So our cheesecake is made by a woman that I've known for years, but she's from Roxborough. We have snacks on the menu from the Popcorn Gals, who are local to Oxford. We've got honey that's featured from Worker Bee. So wherever possible, for things that I'm not an expert in, I'm pulling in our local community. So I have to say, like, even our ice cream that I served her, and she said that she's going to forget Starbucks for, that was from Miss Brenda over at Oxford's Ice Cream Parlor. I had a gallon of her ice cream poured with our espresso. So
Okay.
it's not just me, it's the local community doing the work.
All right.
Thank you.
She was able to get her 5 minutes in, right? Okay. Before we move on, the homeless situations is something we've been working on for the last 2 years when we came in office. First was the police department and fire department taking care of it. We started working, and we founded the Granville Homeless Coalition, which would help in many ways. And we cannot just depend on Bishop Betts and Cornerstone. So with that, we are seeking ways that we can join and help. And the board, hopefully we will be able to do something in the future. I have Mayor Pro Temp and Commissioner McGee involved, and also to join that with who's the chair of the committee for community engagement is Commissioner Kelly. So the Oxford Board of Commissioners will be very active with that, and please reach out to us anytime, and we'll see what we can do to help.
No, I was just going to say that Commissioner McGee and myself, we've been talking the last few days, and we've got some ideas that we've got to do some research on. And we don't want to say anything until we've done our research, obviously, but it is in the top of our minds, believe me. So, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor, excuse me, we also recognize, ma'am, thank you for your comments. We recognize that we say Granville County, but we all know that the problem will center itself in the city because that's where the resources are. So people that are on the outskirts, they'll tend to find their way into the city. And so it's not just a city problem. So we are going to work with the county government as well and come up with some solutions. But I want to make sure that I get your phone number because one thing that's very important, you have to deal with the people that are the boots on the ground. You can be a general up high sending instructions down low, but if your intel is bad, it's not a good plan, not a good battle plan. So we need people like you who are in the trenches. And you're not telling us what you feel or what you read. You're telling us what you saw and what you experienced. So we're going to need you in these meetings with us to help us make the best decisions where we can put these resources where they need to be and not take guesses. We can not even take educated guesses. There'll be calculated plans and they will be executed correctly. So make sure we get your contact information, or at least I get your contact information. And thank you again for your dedication and your passion. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Brooks. So as we move into city business at this time.
Public hearings. City may only speak on public hearing items at this time. Please review the citizen comment guideline that's available up here if you have not. The first item of business tonight is to hold a public hearing regarding a conditional rezoning request by North Point Development Incorporated for an 85 plus or minus acre tract located on the outer loop that backs up to Horner Siding Road and consider no, that's it. It stops there. Sorry. Backs up to Horner Siding Road.
So. Do we have anyone to speak in behalf of this public hearing? The owners? Anyone? It's not.
Which will be here in February.
Okay, developers be here in February. So, looks like we want to.
We have one, Mr. Mayor. We have one, gentleman.
Oh, yes, sir. State your name.
My name is Mark Hall. I'm president of North Point Development. It's my understanding that tonight was going to be the public acknowledgement of this request, and then I think the presentation and vote will be next month.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But while I'm here, just for a second, I just want to thank the staff, Planning Commission for their work, dedicated staff, and we appreciate their comments and their work with us. Look forward to being a part of this community. What we've seen over the last hour shows us sort of the heart of this community, and we don't take it lightly when we come to ask to be annexed and join your community. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there any other person here in the public who would like to speak on this comment? If not, we will move this public hearing.
We're going to hold it over to February.
We'll move it over to February 10th.
Mayor, what we need to do is just recess this meeting, public hearing, until the February session to allow the developers to make their presentation if they feel like they need to. And then if anybody else from the public wants to come in and speak, then they'll be allowed to do that.
February 10th. So, thank you, Burnett, attorney. So now I need a motion to recess this.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn this public hearing until February the 10th.
Recess. Recess to February 10th. Got a motion by Commissioner Tovey. Do I have a second by Commissioner Vellis? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. We will recess this public hearing until the board meeting on February 10th.
City business, 5-1. Consider accepting the city clerk's statement of sufficiency for the annexation request for the property owned by JSW Partners, consisting of 85 plus or minus acres located on the outer loop that backs up to Horner Siding Road.
Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion that we accept the certificate of sufficiency.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem Tovey. There was second.
Second, McGee.
Second by Commissioner McGee. Do I have a discussion or? No? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
5.2, consider calling for a public hearing to receive citizen input on the annexation request for the property owned by JSW Partners, consisting of 85 plus or minus acres located on the outer loop that backs up the Horner Siding Road at the February 10th regular Board of Commissioners meeting.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner McGee. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Commissioner Carlos Bellis. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Five point three, consider calling for a public hearing for the February 10th board meeting to receive citizen input on the revisions to the system development fee structure.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mayor Pro Tem. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Brooks. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
5.5, consider adopting the 2024 International Property Maintenance Code Ordinance.
Let's get 5.4.
5.5.
Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped 5.4. Consider adopting the vacant building ordinance.
Is there a motion?
Question?
Motion by Commissioner Kelly. There's a second.
Second.
Second by Mayor Pro Tem. Any discussions?
Discussion?
Just, go ahead.
On item 3, the registration, fee, the annual registration fee of $1,000. I would like to recommend that it be adjusted to $500 annually. And if,
No, decreased.
and if deemed necessary, we can revisit it in the future. If it needs to be raised, then we can revisit it in the future.
This recommendation came from the committee, right? You guys chaired this in committee and recommended these figures that's on this vacant building motion ordinance.
No, I don't think, I don't want to speak out of turn, but Mrs. Hart, we didn't make no recommendations specifically on fees, did we?
I'm not sure, what we did or not, but I'm open to
Okay, the city manager, Mr. Taylor, would like to have a word on this.
There wasn't specifically an ordinance recommended by the committee, but staff put together things that came up from that meeting.
Right.
It's not a formal recommendation. So if you want to reduce the fee, you would just need to make a motion to amend the ordinance.
Right.
Get a second.
Commissioner Kelly.
Would we then adjust the fine from $500 or keep that at the same price?
Yeah.
That would be up to you, but
Yeah.
I mean, if the thing you just have to consider is what are you trying to achieve and what dollar amount might try to spur some action.
I think we need to look at the reason why this ordinance this came about. Commissioner Kelly, you want to?
What would be the incentive to pay the $1,000 if it would be cheaper for them just to pay a $500 fine? So I would definitely.
But this is just a registration for the vacant building, $1,000 annually.
And if they don't pay it, they're fined
And then the fines are
Still would have to pay.
after the fact, so.
It still would have to pay.
Yeah.
They would just be fined for being late.
Yeah, but this is just to, what they will be required. And I think for this ordinance to be a new ordinance, to start at $1,000, I think is a little high and excessive. I think maybe we should try at 500, see how it works, and then if it needs to be adjusted in the future, then we can revisit it.
You know, when we started on this again, we looked at the condition of our city, and we looked at the amount of vacant buildings been in this city for some of them over 20 years.
Yeah, that's right.
And most of the owners, some of them, don't reside no longer in the city or Granby County, maybe in the state. So I don't see, personally, I don't see anyone here willing to come up in public hearing and challenge that $1,000 fee.
Ask anybody?
If they do, then we should have somebody come up and challenge, but we have an ordinance that we drafted, and I think it's valid to do that, because we need action. We can't force you to sell your building. We can't force you to rent it. But some of these buildings are in very bad state. Some of them are I know one is on sale for a long time. But then there's other buildings that when there's high winds and stuff like the sheet metals just go flying all over the city, creating a safety hazard. And they will not do anything. So why drop it down to 500? I've got Commissioner Bridges coming here now. But me, I don't see why I'm dropping it down. But Commissioner Bridges, please.
Yeah, one of the things I was trying to clarify in my head was the comment that our former engineer made about the need for 5.4 if we're going to deal with 5.5. And I'm wondering, do we need both of them first? And isn't it interesting that we're talking about punishment for vacant buildings, and then we had someone just a few minutes ago talking to us about homeless folks and people who don't have a warm place to be in? We ought to think about maybe approaching some of these owners to see if that might be something we could use to provide places for homeless. I know Mr. Coleman Williams very well, as his counsel. And I will say this, that I think that is a big failure of our court system. When we charge folk with trespassing, and they're just looking for a warm place. They're looking for some space that's dry. And they have to go places that, folks trespass them on, and they end up spending times in our sheriff's jail and things like that. But again, I don't want to get too far
No, valid point.
but
Valid point.
but isn't it interesting? We're talking about empty buildings, and we're wondering where we're going to put the homeless and folks that are cold.
Who was next?
Toby.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Well, the way I look at it, I got to agree with the mayor. I mean, if it's $1,000, the owners of these buildings might think twice. Whereas if it's $500, it's probably cheaper for them just to pay the $500 and forget about it. But with $1,000, at least it'll make them think twice that we do mean business and that we want these buildings up and running or tidied up or used, as Commissioner Bridges said. So I'm quite happy leaving it at $1,000.
My parents own a rental property on 111 Pearl Street, and there's a gigantic warehouse right beside that. And during the high winds, often the renters will find large pieces of sheet metal in the yard. And God forbid if they were out there when it fell out of the sky, someone could really be damaged or killed. And so I think ordinances like these are meant to incentivize action. And if it has to be punitive, we make these ordinances because we have to, not because we want to.
Exactly.
And that's where we are. It's gotten to the point. There's some laws that we have that I look and I'm like, wow, they had to make a law for that? Yeah, because enough people did it that they had to say you can't do this. So I agree. I feel that the penalty should stay at 1,000. Actually, it could be higher, but you got to start somewhere. And we just have to make sure people understand that this is not us coming for citizens. It's us coming to assist the whole community of Oxford with measures like this.
The original draft for this ordinance was way steeper than that. It was done by square footage. And some of these buildings that could have been paying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to be vacant. I am quite sure the Homeless Coalition, as Reverend Stahl-Smith just arrived, along with Diane, that'd be a good example if these guys say, okay, I'm going to donate my building for you to do it. Yeah. So by dropping it to 1,000 from 1,000 to 500, like Tim was saying, what are you going to do? $500, take it. Yeah. They haven't done anything to building for 20-something years. It's a safety hazard. Some of these buildings will not pass an inspection if an inspector had to go in and look at it. So by dropping to 500, they don't care. Give me $500 and we keep moving. Yeah. And it's going to be like that for another 3 years. That's what we want to sit here for another 3 years and look at buildings falling apart in our city.
And I think on what Commissioner Bridges kind of to piggyback off of what Commissioner Bridges was saying as well. I think that if we're going to address the homeless issue and the vacant building issue, then maybe the city and the county need to come into some talks about incentivizing those who have these vacant buildings, offering them some kind of incentive to be willing to house these folks. You know, whether it's incentivizing maybe some of these fees, or maybe incentivizing some kind of tax break, or, but discussions do need to be had between the city and the county on the possibilities of incentives to
Right.
have a
While
homeless coalition.
while that is true, that doesn't preclude not going ahead and passing this. Because I agree that we should be looking and to some degree, Mayor Pro Tem, because I want to say Commissioner, Mayor Pro Tem Toby and I are looking at these kinds of options. These are some of the options that he and I have been talking about. And I think there are more than enough vacant buildings that we need this ordinance, even if we take some to address our unhoused. So I would say that we leave it at the $1,000 and move forward.
Another thing, can we get the wording fixed on item 7 where it says 500,000 instead of 500?
On the ordinance.
Say that again.
It's just an extra zero.
There's 3 extra zeros.
Oh, you mean the typos,
The typo.
the typo on page, yeah, typos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To amend to change that.
But where the decimal point is important.
Yeah.
So we have, Commissioner Velez had a request to change, to amend from 1,000. Do you want to submit a motion on that?
Instead of a motion, I would just rather submit a consensus on who would agree to reduce it and who would agree to keep it as is.
I don't think we can do consensus on that. No, it's got to be, you have a motion and it is voted in or it's yea or nay.
Okay, well, I'd like to make a motion to consider the reduction to 500.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? All opposed?
Nay.
Okay, Commissioner Bridges and Commissioner Velez voting in favor. All other board members voting nay. No. So we go back to original motion now. Do we have a motion
Motion.
on the ordinance? Motion by? Commissioner Velez? Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mayor Pro Tem. So we go all in favor.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
For record, Mr. Commissioner Bridges opposed.
You keep your same.
That motion carries.
Mayor.
Oh.
Just to make everybody aware, just to make sure this doesn't become effective for 90 days. So
Yes.
just make sure everybody's aware of that.
Right. We will make the motion, the ordinance should be available on the website pretty soon, right? Or can you get it up there on the website?
Do you want it up there before the 90 days?
Yes, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
I'll get it
thank
up
you.
there tomorrow.
Okay. Next slide. 5.5.
5.5, consider adopting the 2024 International Property Maintenance Code Ordinance.
Is there a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion. Oh,
Motion by Commissioner McGee. Have a second.
Second.
Second by the Mayor Pro Tem. Any discussion?
no, everything's good.
Okay, no discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 5.6.
5.6, consider adopting the ordinance to expand the social district.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner McCray. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by the Mayor Pro Tem. Any discussion?
I do have a question. Seems like the last time we were in discussions about a social district, we had discussions from the public. Has that already been done about expanding it, or do we need to do that? Because I remember we had
Correct.
this place was full when we were discussing the issue of a social district. I mean, it was standing room only. So, I don't know.
We can.
Is that something we just not going back to the public about, stuff like that?
It's up to you if you want to.
We can open again if anyone is here in the public that would like to speak in favor or against extending the social district. And the limit is being extended to the point of Sanctum, right?
Yeah, 2 blocks
Two blocks.
or a block and a half.
And I want to say, Mr. Mayor, and Commissioner Bridges he's exactly right. But in reading this one specifically names just one entity, basically.
Right.
And that's a lot. And I think the ones before, it was a general area where there could have been more.
Right.
That's right.
This one specifically says same.
So,
I mean, I'm not against it. I'm simply asking the question because it was a big issue for a lot of people in our community.
so if it gets to Sanctum, it will not affect the rest of the little restaurant right behind there. What's the name, please? No, is he not including that?
Mayor, the only thing it affects is what's included in that diagram. The sidewalk in front of the pharmacy and her space.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna make
That's
sure
all
we
we're
clear.
gonna add it.
So is there anyone in the public would like to speak on this issue? Come on, you know you want to. Well, no, okay. So with that, wow, she's silent today, but
I have a question. So this is akin to what Commissioner Bridges is saying. So again, we are a town that's transforming and we're getting new requests. Things are changing in our town. Going forward, wouldn't we think that, let's say there's another handler that comes through with another business, wouldn't they want to be included in the social district as well? Like I think these requests will continue to come up as we move forward and more businesses come along. Now with that, of course, as the area expands, I'm sure at some point we will have to deal with the public again, because as it gets bigger, it's fine as long as it's not encroaching on most people. But once it starts encroaching on the right person, they may come and they may want to have something to say about it. And if it encroaches on enough people, a lot of people will have something to say about it. So I think this is the first of what could be many requests going forward as we expand, our small businesses expand. So with Commissioner Bridges, I agree. We can't just discount and think that it just might be okay. It might be worth us considering, and I'm not against it at all. I just think that we're always burdened with having to think of the greater good for everybody. So I'm more than willing to vote on this. I think we can treat it as an isolated incident for now, but we need to keep in mind as this increases, we may have to bring it back to the public and they'll call us, they'll let us know, they'll email us. We will find out, but I just wanted to put that in there.
Thank you, Commissioner Brooks. With that, so we have a motion, we got a second. Let's go, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Five seven was removed from the agenda. So we now have 6, which is a discussion item, public safety buildings.
Okay. We would like to address the public safety building. I'll give a little feedback here. 2 years ago, we got on, as we were elected and we looked at the changes that the city needed, we sought to address the issue of a public safety building, which is needed. As we're growing, as Commissioner Brooks just says, and everybody's known, I made a couple trips with the fire chief who was here. We had to find a location suitable to build a public safety building, where we thought we had to purchase property, but then the fire chief, who's very knowledgeable in the city, said, "Hey, let's go down to Roses." Across from Roses, where the old dog pound used to be, where the old landfill was there. And we looked at it, and it meets the criteria that in order for the police and the fire chief to keep their status and what's that called, chief, to keep within the ISO rating. So I journeyed back to City Hall and said, I went into the engineer's office and said, "What's the status of this property? It was supposed to be cleaned up." I got handed a folder, said, "We started, but we didn't have time for it. It's public works responsibility, but we didn't have time for it." It's basically said we didn't want to work on it. And it sat there for maybe 10 years. It sat there for 10 years. Now, this property, which the state is going to pay us for, the initial cost, I believe, is ours, right, sir? Or the state would pay us back or provide the funds for it?
They have a program to address that type of cleanup.
Okay. This problem should have been handled a very long time ago. Mayor Pro Tem.
Yeah, I want to say something. I've known about the state of our police station for years. Even before I was elected the first time, I went down there and I saw the state of it with the mold and the thing, the cracks in the walls. And when I first got elected, they said, "We're going to do something about it. We're going to do something about it." And all I got was promises and promises and promises. Then I relate that to the chief of police at the time, the 2 different chiefs of police. Makes me look an idiot. But I'm sick and tired of procrastinating. We've got to get moving on this thing. I know it's going to cost money. I know it's going to cost money, but it's much needed. The new fire station and the public safety building, the police station and the fire station. It's needed. We're expanding. We have to get that in place.
If you do your research, you see towns that are smaller in population, smaller than Oxford, they're building public safety. They moved correctly on it when they needed to. Back then, we didn't have the administration we have now in Washington, D.C., so you could get funding and all that stuff. But they took action. And Oxford just kept kicking the can down the road. So now we're faced with the police department, everybody here knows about it, is in bad shape. we're looking at, and to talk about it, we had an offer to lease a bank next to the post office. We had everybody, some of those same commissioners, opposed it so much. We had worked on it. We worked on getting the fees down. We worked on it. And we made it right. And everybody opposed it. I think mainly because who we're getting it from.
Yeah.
And we end up closing it. We just basically table it. Only the 6 months later, I get a call and says, "Can you open this back up?" I said, "Me? No, I'm not going to do that." We had a barrage, old crowd out here that was brought onto the chair to keep it, not make the move to the back. Now, what we did, we end up, the building stayed the same. We had to go in there and clean it up for mold and mildew and all that stuff. We spent close to $150,000 of close to that. Now we had to do the roof, and in the process of doing the roof, the contractor made a mistake and missed something, so we had water all over. The roof did not collapse. I want to make sure that someone posted on Facebook the roof collapsed. It was not collapsed. So what happened? The water seeped in under the carpet, under the VCT style, the vinyl side, and what's underneath there? A very, very bad item. So we got to clean it up. So now we got to clean it up. We got to make an effort to jack the building up, because with all the water, the floor buckled in certain areas. So now we got to invest more money. And the thing is, we cannot sit like previous administration do, just let things happen and don't want to touch it. That building should have been taken care of years ago. Now we're faced with having a responsibility to our staff and to our citizens in providing a proper public safety building.
Can I just add to that? The citizens of Oxford and us, we expect the police department and the fire department to keep us safe. And look, isn't it our responsibility as well to make sure they're safe in their environment? I think so. I know it's going to cost money. I know that. But I think it's something that we have to do. And the sooner we get moving on this, the better it's going to be for everybody. So
We have, all of us have multiple insurances. We have insurance on our car. We have insurance on our homes. We have insurance on our phones because they cost so much. And just in case it breaks, you don't have to pay $1,000 or $1,200. You don't have to pay $200 or $300. That's what I look at when I look at the police and I look at the fire department. They are insurance. As the town expands, they are insurance. I relayed to you all, I was out at the Meadows and a cat needed to be rescued. And I noted the amount of time that it took. And I was able to call the chief, who called an officer directly. But nonetheless, it showed me real world that had that been a human being, there could have been a problem because of the amount of time. And that's due to the proximity of the distance. And so where we would be put in this public works building, it would help a lot. It would help them do their job, because on that side, they would be able to respond much quicker. Oxford is getting big, and depending on where you live will determine the response time for emergency services. One thing I'll say about our fire chief, and one thing I love about him, he doesn't wish and hope. When he asks you for something, you know he needs it, not that he wants it. And it's not just for him personally, it's for the city. And when you talk to him, he talks about the city a lot. He speaks about it as if it's a breathing entity, because it is for him. It's a living, breathing thing. It is for him and his staff. So if you want to know what he needs, just talk to him and he'll tell you exactly. He got it down. I think, Chief, you got down to the square footage, don't you? How big the building needs to be. He has all the specs. I've had a few conversations with him about this. That was one of the first conversations I had with him, an extensive conversation about this. So one facility where both units could train is great. That way we don't have to have two separate places. And the idea that he has, and when he gives it out to you, you'll understand that it will be a building that will be is forward thinking, and it will provide all the services and things that they need to do their job effectively. And we all know that their training is the number one resource. They're only as valuable as their training. And if they can't train, depending on what type of situation they run into, they may not be able to help. So we want them as highly effective as possible. So I'm 100% in full support of us building a public works building, and we do need to get on this post haste. Safety building. I'm sorry, public safety. Yeah. What did I say? Public works. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
Well, public works is on.
We might need. I think we need.
Not yet.
Let's get this one out
The
first.
city manager is working on that, and we brought this up again 2 years ago. But I think we should move on. While we know the state is going to hopefully reimburse us some money, we need to get it cleaned up, the grounds. And the next thing we need to do is go right into design and building. I know the city manager is going to explain and say some things he's got going on, or we can get either a grant or a loan to keep it as low as possible. But we need to just declare and make that the site that we're going to use. And we need to put something up there, let our citizens know that's the site we're coming to. We need to put, like everybody's do, a big sign up there, future home of Oxford, North Carolina Public Safety Building. And that needs to go up. That should be up ASAP.
Mr. Mayor, if I could, and, and not to, beat this dead horse until he's, dusty, but, several of us have actually gone in and, and I have to thank, Acting Chief Carroll. Like I said, again, several of us went and actually had an in-depth tour of, granted, and I will say before I've walked around it, a couple of times, but I was actually able to get an in-depth tour of the building, of the, physical plant itself. And yeah, it is in dire need. I have to applaud, Acting Chief and her staff. Because I'll be the first. I was taken aback when I went in and just saw what our staff are having to work through, and I applaud them. Because they're putting in the work every single day. But I agree with what's been said thus far. We can no longer kick the can down the road on this one.
Yeah,
it's long overdue. But I know some things were done a couple of years ago, and regardless of why they were done, they were done. But shame on us if we see something that really needs to be done, or if we were led in one direction prior to, and now we know what the reality of everything is. We have to act on that. And I think this board is in full support of. Like I said, this has been long overdue. Now's the time. We have to make it happen.
I think we also need to stop dumping money into a crumbling building that is riddled with mold, has open asbestos on the floors that people are walking on, that has significant storage issues for evidence that can potentially get the staff sick, that is having to be in there on a daily basis. It's horrific. It's not bad. Like, go tour the police station. It is so unacceptable. So we also need to try and find a temporary space for them to move to for the next 3 or so years until we can build this facility. I don't see how we continue to let them stay there.
Well, again, I smile because that should have happened 2 years ago.
I agree. We got to
Another thing that we may not say much about the fire department, but that building has roof leaks. But I guess what? The fire department, these guys who go down there, they're repairing that building every day. They're doing some work on that building, and they're not in the conditions the police department is in. I remember back when the acting chief was the captain in our office. I walked in there and I came here and I said, if OSHA was walking that building, it would have been shut down.
way.
They had a big broadcast on news and the Ledger. Oh, not this Ledger, the old Ledger. The mayor said OSHA was shut down. That's fact. The building should have been shut down if OSHA walked in there. So anyhow, I'm done. I think city manager can explain to us what his plans are, and he heard everybody what we want. So let's turn over to city manager if he wants to address it.
Well, this hasn't been ignored. We've been looking at financing options because there's really no other way to go about doing this project without financing it. It has recently come to my attention that there may be a federal program that could give us the best means to finance that. However, that also comes with strings attached to it, certain sequences, certain processes that you have to do. And if you jump to a design build before you know those processes, it can either disqualify you or you got to undo it. Now, I am meeting with that person next week, and hopefully I'll have those processes in place. What I'm hoping will happen is that we can have a process of a design build concept, which would make the process go probably faster and more efficiently. I'm not going to sit and tell you that it may save us any money from a straight bid, but you can go along and do the process probably quicker in conjunction with the contractor. While that's taking place, you can still work with that site if that's ultimately where the site's going to be. And right now, I have no reason to think otherwise. That can go on at the same time. And also simultaneously, as we are experiencing growth, to pay for some of that financing will make it better for the citizens to have growth, help picking up the tab as opposed to just trying to have the existing system. So all those things can happen at the same time. But the first thing, and hopefully I'll know that next week, is what the process is if we want to try to go that route from financing. And hopefully that will work. But even if it doesn't work, we still go through it and we will have done it and not have to worry about undoing something if that provides us, in particular, the best interest rate and the best terms for financing, because this is going to be a very expensive project. It's a campus because police and fire have to work together on numerous things. And in particular, if we had some type of natural disaster, an emergency operations center would be located there, and that would be the most efficient use of that. Just to make sure people don't misunderstand, it's not a public safety concept like some people have where police and fire are merged as one department. It's not that. It will still be their separate departments, but the complex would be there, and that would allow us to work with to maintain the ISO rating and also give the police department the functionality that they would like to have. But it's going to be very expensive, and that's why we're spending time trying to research the best means of financing that, because ultimately that's what you're going to have to do. So we've been spending time on that, but really the optimization is now occurring now, where we can do the site, we can start the design build, and our ability to finance it will be in a much better position when that building's actually done. So it's starting to kind of come together at this moment.
Are we also looking into moving them to a temporary space in the meantime, so they're not having to work in this building? The reality is, in the repairs that we're going to be making on that building the next few years until we can build this center, they're going to have to move out into trailers anyways. It just makes more sense to move them once instead of the cost of having to move them to temporary space to put back in the building to then move again.
I would say we've not really looked into like a 3-year move. I mean, that's certainly something that can be brought forward if we find a suitable location. We can certainly look at that. I mean, and then of course, how much you want to spend to do that.
Commissioner Bridges.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure all y'all know that our highest budgets are police department and fire department. So we've certainly not neglected those particular departments. If we're going to talk about moving our police force to a temporary location, let's do an inspection there so we're not running into the same thing in some building that folks might have in mind. Because if you move them out of that building into another building that has problems, it's gonna cost the city.
And we also.
And so I would suggest that if we're gonna do that, let's make sure we do a thorough inspection of any new location we plan to move our police officers.
Yeah, I think Chief Kroll should be involved in the process of finding the building to make
Oh,
sure that it
absolutely.
suits their needs.
We got a lot of old buildings.
Absolutely. The
Now,
chief is,
I know that at one point in time, there were, the sheriff offered to lease a section of his building to the police department. And he said that he had ample space for evidence and different things. And I mean, the building is built as a public safety building, so.
The only drawback no, it was not the only. The drawback when you have, and this is talking from experience, the only drawback when you have two, and I'll say specifically, law enforcement entities that have two separate functions, nothing good comes out of that. Yeah, I really don't.
Fine.
Yeah, that would be that won't be tough. That would be very tough.
Good intentions, but bad move.
Just one last thing, Commissioner Kelly. Any type of structure that any department goes into, whether it's police, fire, or anything, department heads are the top of the consultant list. They work in it every single day. So that is just standard procedure with that it's a comprehensive, informative process. I would assume the chiefs also probably discuss it with their staffs and bring back what they want to see. Because especially in a long-term facility, it's what you're going to get for a while.
Yeah.
So that process goes on across the board.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. So we have a clear idea we're moving forward, and we know that's the site that we're gonna be using, and we can start letting the public know that's the site we're gonna get. Yeah.
I look forward to hearing about the meeting next week.
Okay.
Exactly, the meeting next week.
That's the question. I is it me, but I thought we were going to talk about a developer's portal on this.
We did it last week.
We did last week.
We did
Yes.
that last week. We did that at
Okay.
the meeting.
Okay. That's me. Okay.
Consent agenda, accept the November 2025 financial report, approve the December 9th meeting minutes. There were no agenda meeting minutes because there was no agenda meeting in December.
Quick question. Initially, it said October, and now I noticed it said November. When I looked,
Sent out the November one.
no, I'm not saying she didn't.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she didn't. I was just, while we were sitting here, I was looking back, and I did not see where we approved the October.
It was approved last month.
When I looked through it, I didn't see it in the meeting. That was
We
us.
missed the October ones.
Yeah, when I looked through the meeting minutes, I didn't see it where we approved it.
So we
So let's add October.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, just add October. Yeah.
we think we can. Can't read that, man.
Okay, y'all go look. Maybe I was wrong, but when I look back through.
You're talking about the October.
You need a motion.
And the one
Yeah.
from November.
All right, do I need a motion?
It says approved
Yeah,
also.
you need a motion.
Need a motion added.
You see it?
Well, I need a motion to add the October.
Okay, I make a motion to add the October financial report
Okay, do I have a
in terms
second?
of.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Let's come back to the original
Yeah.
motion.
Yeah.
The motion is to approve the consent agenda for the November 2025 finance report and approve the December 9th meeting minutes. Is there a motion on that?
Motion.
There's a second on that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. At this time, we will close out like we normally do. We will look around, and each board member will have the opportunity to bring any items they have of concern or comments they have. So I will start like we traditionally start with Commissioner Ellis.
I'm happy to see that JF Webb, we got some champions here in Oxford. I'm very proud of them. My daughter graduated from that high school last year. And I mean, I just want to applaud their principal and their staff there. They've been doing a tremendous job trying to get the kids in order and get their sports and stuff together. I also want to congratulate those who got their proclamations today. What's the gentleman's name? Gentleman's name that got the proclamation.
Oh, good.
Okay, so we move on to, are you done, sir?
What's the gentleman's name who got the proclamation?
Terry Hopkins, Mr. Terry Hopkins.
Mr. Hopkins. He's done a lot in this community. I've met him at the Presbyterian Church before when I've been invited by Pastor Allen. They have a pretty good congregation. Their doors are always open. They're very welcoming. So I was happy to see them come and support him today. I also want to just make it, for the record, let people understand that I wasn't against the vacant building ordinance. I just had my objections about the fees. Before folks want to open their mouth and say anything. But that's all I got, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Velez. Commissioner Kelly.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you.
Bring the other one down.
And I just want to thank the city hall staff for getting us up to speed with everything.
I'm sorry, what we are experiencing with our
Just hold
system,
the
and
microphone.
hopefully we'll have this corrected, and that way everybody be happy.
So just wanted to really thank the city hall staff for getting us up to speed on everything before we had our first official board meeting. I appreciate the thoughtful discussions that we've had tonight and the work that really goes into these decisions. And I look forward to working collaboratively and staying focused on what's best for the people of Oxford. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Kelly. Commissioner Brooks.
Once again, it's unfortunate that our community was visited with gun violence. The thing about crime, it has no color. If crime occurs to you, you won't care about race, color, or creed. It's just a crime has been committed. And with gun violence, it tears up multiple families. And so my heart goes out to all the families affected with this last incident. Of course, we all pray that the last incident will be the last incident. But one thing is apparent in our current society. Somewhere, our children have lost the ability to deal with conflict. Commissioner Bridges, I'm sure you can attest to that. You see it every day. You've seen it over the course of your entire professional life. The consequences of a split-second action that could change multiple lives. So I encourage all of us, if you are in touch with young people, talk to them, deal with them, be around them. Make sure that they're okay. Make sure that they're all right. Ask them how they're doing, but mean it. Don't just ask them just to be asking them. Take an interest in at least one young person. All of us know at least one teenager that we can talk to and be an influence. And so, again, my heart goes out to these families. I'll continue to pray for them. but let us do all we can as individuals to make our society better. And that means being the best citizen that we can be, but reach out and make the next generation the best citizens they could be. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Brooks. Commissioner McCray.
As always, thank you guys for coming out and sacrificing your time and just being a part of this process. It's very encouraging to see, the first, our first meeting in 2026 and the attendance that we had. Again, it speaks volumes to who we are. And to me, it speaks volumes to where we'll continue to go. Again, congratulations to everyone, to all the proclamations and all the individual awards that we gave out on this evening. We'll close with this. One of the things that you often hear, or that you've heard tonight, is about Oxford growing. And we are. I would just have one ask, but as Oxford grow, let us grow together, because it's going to take each and every one of us to, as Commissioner Brooks just said, to set the examples to really be what Oxford, what we want Oxford to be. So again, I thank each and every one of you for coming out on this evening. Be safe in your travels going back home, and God bless.
Thank you, Commissioner McCray. Does the city attorney or city manager like to speak anything? Or we end up with
I'm good.
Commissioner McGee?
I'm good.
That's not traditional. Somebody always speaks a lot.
I know, but I'm changing tradition.
Okay.
I'm good.
She had a long day.
Yeah, so Commissioner Brooks is correct. I know what it means to have conflict and have folks come against you. And yes, I've worked in the court system over 45 years. And I don't know, I had about 3-4 hearings today, in front of a judge. And, Coleman Williams, I considered him a friend. I mean, he was just someone I always saw at the gas station and or other places. And he would always tell me he's hungry and that he needed a few dollars. And I enjoyed interacting with him and trying to help him when I could. But I think the lady that spoke, he was hit by a car out there in the street, and as well as the police officer and another individual. And that's just sad that happens in our community. And I do hope we take serious this issue of homelessness. Because it is an important issue. But I think as a board, we have to realize that it is the tax dollars of the citizens we represent that we spend money to do things. And we just have to make sure we can afford what we would love to see happen, and use wisdom in the way we approach things. I will say this, those young men that were in here earlier today, the football team from Webb, I know people talking about kids graduating. I had 3 daughters to graduate from Webb, and that's a good school, and it produces good students. But to see these young men, because to be honest with you, I don't usually see young men like that in this kind of atmosphere. I see them in our court system. And I think Commissioner Brooks talked about how we should, connect with at least one. I remember we used to have a Friends of Youth program. We used to have Big Brothers program. We used to do stuff for young men, but all of that's gone away. And I thought I heard the mayor say something about get some help from Washington. Really?
No, I said if we had help.
I thought I heard you say
We're
going to get some help from Washington. Okay. Praise the Lord. All right. Okay, that's all.
You can hear me right. Mayor Pro Tem.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Before I forget, I've got to say thank you, Commissioner Brooks. You put it so eloquently about the youth. I just let people know there is a reading buddy program that I belong to at West Oxford Elementary. I encourage anybody to do a program like that. I really do. Let the community, you really reach these young kids, and it means a lot to them. You can read to them, mentor them over the years. So I encourage you. You know, I love Oxford. I was very proud tonight to see everybody up here. I was really proud to be a member of the community of Oxford, to see these young men up here and to see the ACIM volunteers and Mr. Hopgood receiving that award. It's encouraging to know that there are so many good people about. They really are. As far as the homeless people, we're working on it. It takes time, though, unfortunately. We can't do it all by ourselves. We need to rely on other people to do it. And but Commissioner McGee and myself and Kate there, we are working on it. We've got some ideas that we have to look into, and we're going out next week to look at it. So they're not forgotten. So thank you all for coming out tonight. We really appreciate it.
I want to say that we have a commissioner from Stovall here tonight. And I just looked up and saw you, so congratulations. And again, you're welcome anytime here. About the students at Webb, it's been, to me, an honor to be working those kids as their assistant basketball coach. But we are looking at a program where we can get these kids more into the community. And the city clerk is working on a program where we'll get citizens to come up and see what we do, what planning does, what public works does. So we'll have some training. We'll get to that. So you'll see more of the Web students here. Couple issues. One very positive issues. I had one I was going to say, and I told the chief I was going to do something, but I didn't. But I got a letter from Henderson Police Department this week. And the police chief of Henderson, Chief Marcus Barrow, is really wrote a nice letter on Lieutenant Coghill. So I'm going to make sure you have this, Chief. You have it? Thank you. Very, very nice letter about what's being said about the police officers in town. There's another one I didn't like the letter. I'm sorry, Chief. Recently, the police officers are walking the beat down on our street, Granville Street, in different areas of this town. And my phone went off. Like every time we see something, I get out phone calls. Everybody's calling me, what's going on? So when I find out what's really going on, is that police officers are walking the beat. And that's something, talking to the chief, that's what she did years ago. So she's passing it on to the younger generation, which does a big difference in town. They're more moving around, they're moving to the communities, they're being seen, and they're not looked at as opponents. The opposition, they looked at as ally now, working with us. So Chief, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. I can't pay lunch for everybody down there, but maybe we do something. Things that our committees are basically done, so you'll see that pretty soon on our website. And we want to reinstitute the Park and Recs Advisory Committee. That's something that was done for a while and it just disappeared. Nobody wanted to do it. I was told they couldn't find no volunteers, and the amount of volunteers I have to do it right now, I don't know how that happened, but this people wants to volunteer to be in the Parks and Recs. We've got a lot going on, so we need the community involved. Recently, in the news, we saw the town of Cary and their issues with their town manager. You see the town of Rocky Mount, the city of Rocky Mount, have their problem, their financial problem. I am pleased to know that I have a very knowledgeable board member who as well be the chair of the financial committee. And we are going to be seeking to get some things implemented to make. There's nothing wrong with the city. Don't get wrong. Don't take it wrong. There's nothing wrong, but we need to learn from the mistakes. These are the towns that to make sure it doesn't happen here. So we'll be working that. We have two major events close the year: Veterans Day, Christmas Day. I would really like to get a report on that or feedback of the results and the lessons learned from that, because there's a lot of lessons that were learned from that. Also, I toured the cemetery yesterday with Commissioner Kelly, and I talked to the city manager about that. So we will be taking some steps to get that place up to par. We have 3 cemeteries in town. The one downtown, the city takes care of. The next one, Elmo, down by Public Works, we take care of. We've been approached to take over, but we haven't seen any further action from that, to take responsibility for this Cheatham Cemetery. We had a citizen came up who was part of that organization, and we were hoping that we can get some paperwork where we can move forward and start doing some maintenance down there. But again, the city manager is working on that, and we're very much aware they need to produce the paperwork for us. We just can't take it over. So yeah, with the cemetery get good. Overall, I think learned a lot in the last 2 years, and we have more to learn. And we do our best to try to make the city operate. We have a good staff. We are short of personnel, like was said today. We're looking at hiring a police chief and an engineer and a public works director and a parks and rec director and so on and so on. So we have a lot of things to do and accomplish, and we like to get these things moving in the first part of the year, and not at high speed. We want to make sure we do it right. So it's being planned out, because those are positions that if we don't do the right thing, we're going to be having problems later. So with that,
Got some shows going on.
we have some shows going on. Wait a minute. Got one thing. I'm the HR director. The new hires are Elizabeth Teets at Parks and Recreation.
Part-time? That part-time?
Gerald Haskins at Water Sewer. And we promoted Kyle Silvernail to the police department, and David Matthews, police department. No retirees, resignation, Chief Ford and Morgan Fire Recreation Department. We had no termination, so this is great. Again, we have a lot of things going on in the city. We should be getting some high-level visits pretty soon throughout the city, so we just keep everybody abreast of. We try to get out there and get information. I did not have the shows that's coming. If anybody knows the different, the different shows that are coming.
Well, there's the magic show on the 24th of this month. Dennis from Arts and has got the other dates.
January 24th,
Man of Magic.
February 28th,
Jim Widow, yeah. And then there's one in April, the Eagles.
What happened to the dog show?
That's on.
Can I bring my dog? Can Ella come and watch it? Hey, she comes in the office and everybody loves her. Okay. She comes in the office and nobody complains about it. She goes and hug up on Cindy and Sabrina, and she's all right. So yeah, thank you, Dennis, for all the things we're doing down in Parks and Recs. We're moving ahead. So a lot of excitement. Next tough task for us is a budget. This is budget season. So city manager is working on all the requests from the department heads, and we will have a budget retreat this year. We ain't had one in maybe a couple years, but we'll have one this time, and hopefully our goal is to make it right and do things the right way. And that's it for me. I can talk all day. ICE is taking over, doing mean things. So what can I say? I don't want to get Commissioner Bridges going on that. Someone call, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Adjourn.